Heads up, this is a very early build of Innerspace. I'm showing it to you because it's awesome and I'm crazy excited for this game. Just keep in mind that we may visit it again later on and that everything is subject to change. Innerspace is one of those games that's captivated me from the moment I saw it. Strangely beautiful and unique, this exploration game from Dallas-based team Polynite Games takes a unique approach not only to world building, but also to exploration as it sets you loose on the inside of a spheric world to collect relics and eventually confront demigods. The first time you load up Innerspace and hop into a game, it gives you a quick basic tutorial. The screen is a bit finicky, and with inverted controls on by default, it can be a bit disorienting as you try to get your control stick in the right spot. The current version doesn't explain that you can turn into a submarine, so I hope they add that because it's one of the cooler features in the game. Once you're through the tutorial, you get dropped right into the game and set loose to do what you will. It doesn't explain any goals or give you any stated direction. It just leaves you alone with this world the devs have created to figure it out. As much as I love the way being left to your own adds to the presentation and freedom that Innerspace is going for, I do hope that by release, there's a bit more explanation and a bit more detail in the tutorial so that players have at least some idea of what they should be doing right off the bat. Otherwise, I'm worried that some players could be turned away from the game. As you're flying around, you'll notice a growing and fading humming noise of sorts. If you're using a controller, which I recommend, the vibration will get gradually more and gradually less intense. This serves as a kind of hotter or colder method for finding relics, and it'll be stronger or louder the closer you are to one. Relics themselves are basically just collectibles scattered around the world of Innerspace that you can drop off at an NPC called the Archaeologist to have them analyzed. Once a relic has been analyzed, you can inspect it through the pause menu. As you spin it around, you'll see the Archaeologist's notes on various pieces. In gathering, analyzing, and inspecting these relics, you'll slowly begin to piece together details about the strange inverted world you're exploring and the beings that once inhabited it. As I said, there's plenty to explore and find in Innerspace. When it comes to finding relics, most will be hidden away in areas you need to open or unblock. Most tunnels or hidden paths have some kind of slab or panel suspended over the opening by rope. To get in, you simply need to fly into the ropes and cut them. This frequently requires you to get close to a structure, and while this feels really cool, the controlling of your ship is very sensitive. The slightest nudge can cause you to veer directly into a wall, sending your ship all over the place and causing you to get really disoriented. Additionally, when you're exploring an interior, both the sensitivity and speed of your craft are issues. There are a lot of tight turns you need to make and tight corridors that you'll be exploring. While you can slow your ship down a bit, it's not really enough to be able to take a look around and find your way through. You can also use a stall feature to make quick turns, but once you let go of the button, you boost forward. Good for open areas, but not so good when you're inside something trying to not bump into walls. I feel like a good solution to this problem would be to slow the player's ship down and adjust the sensitivity when inside a structure or a tight tunnel, and I feel like some kind of change is needed here because this is how most of my interior flights go right now. Now, that said, that's the only issue that Innerspace has right now, that the controls don't work so well for interior exploration. Everything else is great. Exploring the two worlds I was able to is a blast. Finding relics is satisfying. Exploring underwater is really cool, and the general atmosphere and attitude of the game is just incredible. The riding on relics is interesting, and being able to interact with them and rotate them to get a better look adds a lot to their value. They're far more than just some collectible in your inventory. They're insight into this world's history that actually have some kind of physicality to them. The most interesting part about Innerspace isn't just its presentation, but also the world being presented. If it weren't for the beautiful, mysterious world with plenty to explore and see, combined with the pure freedom to do whatever, and the relics that give you nothing more than hints, Innerspace would be a very different game. The feelings I got when coasting around the skies or swimming around the depths were the things of wonder. This is such a fresh universe with so many secrets that I can't help but feel pushed to discover them and devise my own theories on it based on what I find hidden in the relics. Even with only 2 worlds explorable right now, there's already so much to find in Innerspace that I feel I may never finish playing it. I want to go in and learn everything I can, and then when it comes out, I want to do it all over again. I know that there are a few more worlds coming, each with a plethora of artifacts, and I know that you'll be able to interact in some way with ancient beings called demigods. Whether this is required to learn something or just serves as a side activity is another mystery that I find myself needing an answer to. There are so many more questions the game presents without saying anything, and I'd love to go on about them, but that's a subject for a video once the final version of Innerspace is out and I've sufficiently torn my way through it. So, Polyknight, apart from a few tweaks, you're most certainly on the right track. Keep up what you're doing, because I can't wait. To the rest of you, Innerspace doesn't yet have a release date, but if you're at all interested, then you should follow the developers on Twitter and check out their website. Links to both are in the description. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you have any indie games that I should check out, then please shoot them my way. You can leave a comment down below, or you can drop me a line on Twitter. My handle's @forkh, or you can shoot me an email at fork4h@gmail.com. I'll see you next time. Bye!